All right. I'm gonna wait for a while until everybody's here. I'm gonna wait for quite a while, people. I have everything ready, and it didn't take a lot to get it ready. It was pretty simple. That's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, no. No. Too much preparation would not be good in a case where. What am I doing here? What am I looking for? So, where were we? What do we have? Okay, let me see who's here. Hidden in the fog.
Almost from the moment Lilly and Jack Sullivan, ages 6 and
What's wrong with her voice, man?
4, vanished from their home in Pictou County, Nova Scotia on May 2nd, stepdad Daniel Martell has...
She has something when she talks. It's similar to that guy from the interview room. Remember that one? He has that similar thing. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. It irritates me.
felt the heat. He says he's been under a microscope, facing not just suspicion from authorities, but a barrage.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second, muchachos. I just got a couple of images I want to get to first. Can't stand this fucking voice, man. I really can't. And I don't trust her. So I would rather see what we got right now. And clean my lens first. But, apparently it's over. It's already over. It's completely finished and done. The dog search, guys, done. And if I had to make a guess, well, let's say it like this. Daniel complains, but this can be a fake complaint. This can be just because he's playing along now. I think Daniel is being coached. I think Daniel's starting to understand they don't really want him. They think he did it, but they don't want him. In my opinion, they don't want to settle the case. But one statement was really interesting to me. They asked me too if I burned anything since May 2nd in the stove. Why is May 2nd so important? What about May 1st? Overnight? Not since May 2nd, but on May 2nd. How about that one? Did you burn anything on May 2nd in the stove? They saw ashes. Well, did they take the ashes and forensically analyze to understand where these ashes came from? What was burned? That's what their job is. That's what they need to do. You say, have you burned anything since May 2nd? You take a statement. If he says, yeah, I had whatever it is, you take his samples, you take a statement, and if forensically it comes out that, no, that was not what was burned, rather something else, then you got him by the balls already about that one. right? We want them to tell us. That's why in court they want to get it in writing, then they want to get it in speaking. So if you contradict yourself already, they already got you. They already can say, okay, they may, it's easier for them. So they want to see if everything aligns, because they don't have a clue. Well, maybe here they do. Maybe here they have a clue. They have a strong clue, but it doesn't mean that they want to figure out what actually took place. And that's exactly what I predicted. They're not going to do a real search. I'm sorry, but this is how it is. Tammy, hi. She always has a head cold, Tammy. She always sounds like that. Wow, different crowd today. Malaya was spotted getting her nails done in Halifax. She doesn't seem... No, Malaya was never concerned about anything, guys. From day one, she had not been concerned. I mean, she at least, she's consistent, right? To say the least. Getting her nails done, out on the beach. She's not even trying to pretend to be sad, or, she's not even trying to put up an act. Most people, if they are like her and they don't feel anything about their kids, they will put on an act. Malaya doesn't even do that. But remember, when we saw Malaya in her videos when she was 16 years old, and just like no energy, right? Okay, I'm getting my nails, and this is, there is like zero energy in her. I don't know what it is. She's completely burned out. I think that's a very Malaya in general kind of thing, though. So yeah, I have no doubt that she's trying to live her best life. Who said that? Trying to live her best life. Somebody said that. Which, of course, is a weird way to put it, because her kids are still missing. What? Children are still missing. But you want to live your life as if nothing ever had taken place. And this is also, of course, a huge flag. But the problem is, in this case, there are so many flags. We got an overload of flags. Is it clean now? I don't know. I gotta buy some new Windex or something for my computer screen. Hi, Krista. Dalorama has nail polish. Hey, Mike's voices. It irritates me. The voice of that woman irritates the shit out of me. And so does that guy at the interview room. Even though I listened to him when he interviewed Hunter, the 15-year-old, in the case of Summer Wells. I listened to that. But I cannot stand when somebody irritates me, period. I need to keep my energy. I don't know what it is. And of course, this person is really bad to listen to. And I will never forget that she tried to demand for her listeners to believe Logan McKenzie, one of the most obvious liars there is. So she lost me there already. And honestly, I would rather miss something than, paying the consequences for the fact that these people, for some reason, are the ones that, get Daniel to talk. I think I'll hit him up soon. I think it's time. Hey, CB. Yeah, I think it's time. But what else is new, people? Okay, I'm going to go through this one statement here. I think it's very interesting. Just this one. And I'm telling you, I appreciate you sending me what you sent me. But let me make it very clear. I prefer to have one single statement that can give me some answers, to having to listen to 30 or 40 minutes where everything is dragging along. Because in plants, we have an advantage. And the advantage is that we recognize immediately what we need to pay attention to the most. We don't have to go through everything. That comes the second time, guys. Remember that. I'm going to do really boring statement analysis training today. Really boring. Well, not to me, not to everybody, but the average crowd that tunes into Jack and Lilly in general is going to say, well, I didn't come here for that. I just want to know what happened. And I'll tell you what really happened. I'll tell you what they really have done with the so-called search. Because our question has to be, was it a real search? Did they really try? Or was it for show? Because Daniel in his interview has already indicated that he thinks it's for show. Well, I don't know. Thank you, GSP. I needed that. Anyways, it's not necessarily what Daniel thinks, but I think he's been coached. And people are telling him, dude, it's only for show. They need to satisfy the public. That's what they got to do. They don't want this can of worms to open. They don't want to reveal that CPS failure led to the disappearance of 2 children. In my opinion, they do not have a desire. Mike, misophonia is a condition where certain sounds literally drive people crazy. My doctor suggests I have nothing. If I have a phobia of heights, I didn't have it until I was 40 and jumped into the ocean from a cliff. And when I came up, there was a rock like 4 feet away from me, maybe. You know, that's when I developed, and all of a sudden, I had a real fear of heights. So I think it's natural. It's not a condition. It's you know, in my opinion. I think energy is everything. And something about that woman is way off, I think. I think so. And something bothers me. So that's that. Heights, yeah, I have never had a fear when I was younger of heights at all. But now it's really a thing that I don't, you know, wow. Have you seen ever Adam Ondra? He climbed El Capitan in Yosemite Park, 1 kilometer up into the air, straight. Have you ever seen that image? And it freaked me the hell out, man. I wish I would pull it up. Because it's better for me to spend time on something that is interesting to me than listen to somebody else's program. But I got the screenshots, guys. I got the good ones. Thanks to Mrs. Callie Gibson. El Capitan is the name of that mountain in Yosemite Park. And he did it on his first try. I forgot what oh my God. When I look at this, it's kind of like, oh shit. Wait. I think Daniel would be a good rock climber, man. He used to be pretty fit. He's pretty thin. And I'm freaking out just looking at it. Give me 1 second. Oh, baby, this is a tough one. So one 1 kilometer into the air and with with very little equipment. Adam Andra, he's from the Czech Republic. You know, and I'm not the fanboy type, and he's a lot younger than me, but I messaged him on Twitter. I was like, dude, you're amazing, man. Without headphones in German, what irritates me more than that voice is when people of all ages put the speakers on when listening to YouTube or their friends. I don't want to hear their disgusting conversation. Let me read this. I think I missed it. What irritates me more than the voice is when people put the speakers on when listening. Oh, I see. Yeah. That's true. When people do it all the time, right? They sit next to you and you hear the conversation. But that's why I have headphones too. Because headphones are not there for me just to listen to something, but so I don't have to listen to them. You know what I mean? I prefer, but I don't really use, like where I live, I don't really use public transportation anymore. And I watched the analysis on Amy Bradley's father today, and it was an eye-opener for me. Yep. You know what's funny? A month ago, I did that one video, and I brought it back by request. And guess what? Apparently now the chat is getting smarter, and people reminded me, or Grandel came up with the same conclusion. He was the one who requested it. He hadn't seen my video. He said, what do you think about the father statement? And I say, interesting. You mean about my video? What video? Oh. So he picked up on the same things. So again, look at what's being done now with Jack and Lilly with the case. How misleading everything is going to be. You see? And Netflix specials get things so wrong, guys. So wrong. I have Netflix. I have it only on my phone. I have a TV screen here in the corner, and it works, but I haven't hooked it up. One day I may do it. I have a big screen from, you know what? But it's on my phone. I have Netflix. It's enough for now. I'm reading your comments. Yeah. That's the whole problem, man. When I swear people were dumb always, but now it's just, you know. But I think we need to protect our energies and our minds, and we need to be really, really sober-minded and not get excited over anything, including when dark handlers come. And here's another one from Adam. You see, his first try, he went up 1 kilometer. Very little, and no safety rope. Just whatever equipment he's carrying. There's nobody up there handing him safety rope or anything. Look at that. You see, when I see dudes in the gym, and of course they're, you know, I mean, with the protein shakes, and some of them use steroids, not all of them, but some of them do. This is a real man's sport, people. This one. Not going to the gym and taking steroids, and you know what I mean? That's for you, that's to look at. That's cosmetic more than anything. But this dude, unreal. But anyways, that was about heights. Don't we think as daring as Daniel likes to be and bold with public that he... Okay, so Daniel Martell, we're going to get to him. But we're going to make sure that what we get to is the right type of statement. We make sure we don't run around and Amy Bradley. Oh, you know what? I haven't even finished that video yet from Amy Bradley. And it was really my video from a month or 2 months ago that back then nobody paid attention to. But guess what? Now that I do the lives, I'm going to introduce other cases as well. And I do it by request. And it's not a surprise that some of you ask me about Madeleine McCann. When it comes to Madeleine, it's a different story, people, for me. One moment. I saw a little bit of a balance, but I don't want to talk about the same things he talks about. I want to overlap. But here's the thing. When it comes to Madeleine McCann, I pretty much agree with Peter Hyatt on everything he said. Now, there's one area he needs to go back into a little bit, right? There was one question from Richard D. Hall about, do you think that Madeleine that she died a long time before that night? And there are a couple of things that I recognized in the language that I was going to get into already 8 years ago, but never have. So the question is, did Madeleine die before that night, and that this get-together was planned in order to have an alibi? Did she die the night before? Did she die, and they needed time to get rid of. How did they get rid of her body? Where? How far away? You see, I think I'm actually want to go back into this, because right now we are in a very bad situation where everything that comes our way about Jack and Lilly, it's a circus. It's going to be like Sebastian Rogers. And when it comes to Drunk Turkey Show, I'm pretty sure he's going to give all of the questions to Daniel ahead of time, right? But I'm going to be able to detect it. Why? Because I know Daniel's pattern. I know when he reads from a script, and read, I mean the script in his mind. One second, I'm going back into it. Because you know why? There's too much insanity going on right now, people. Far too much insanity. And when it comes to Daniel Martell, listen, they're going to do whatever they can to keep the case in the public eye, because a lot of people make a lot of money with this case, right? And they're going to keep it like that. There's not going to be anything new. No news will be there. Which is why little by little, I'm now making sure I'm going to introduce you guys to the cases that are interesting to me. And Amy Bradley is very interesting. Mike, there's a 1985 unsolved Toronto case that haunts me to this day. No cameras at the time. Nicole Maureen disappeared from her apartment building in 1985 when meeting a friend to swim. Yes, Give me any statement. Start with a statement, CB. Whenever there is a case, and listen up, people, I will say this again and again, but I want to make it very clear. The best way to start is not by getting a news segment. Well, you can, if it's not too long. Thank you, Redder. I emailed you about analyzing Lonnie Landred. Oh, yeah. I did listen to him. I listened to his interview and then the one that he did 10 years later. Very convoluted. I will check it out again. I wasn't going to be on today, but Callie tagged me that there are new statements from Daniel Martell. I will check it out. I will check it out about Lonnie. And thank you for sending me the statements. I may do it later on here on my live. Wow. I will get to it and I will listen a lot closer. You know what? Nothing stood out to me so far. A lot stood out and nothing special. A lot of things. There's, in general, you have the guy with the baseline where he has a lot to hide in general. And these analyses take a little bit longer, right? When you have a guy who's always lying about things, lives a shady life. Hey, Kim. The best way to start out is always with the statement from a person where you have noticed at least one red flag. That is the best way to enter any case, people. And right now, this, what I'm talking about with Daniel, let me go back into the Lonnie thing. Give me a second. Let me check it out right now. Because I got your email. And I looked at it. And then I got this. So, this is 2025, right? People have long lives. Not long life, but life as in
British Columbia, 1999. The brutal murder of 16-year-old Dina Lynn Graham scars this small town. Lonnie Landred claims he saw her killed near Sugarloaf Park, a walk from the Grove on English Avenue, her last known stop. His story, laced with grudges against the alleged killers and his constant presence at the Grove, falls apart under scrutiny. Join us as we unravel his lies and uncover the truth behind Dina's unsolved murder. On September 25th, 1999, 16-year-old Dina Graham disappeared from English Avenue in Quesnel, British Columbia. Lonnie Landred's inconsistent story, connected to his frequent visits to the Grove, a notorious hangout for drug dealers and criminals, and personal grudges against alleged suspects, has clouded her murder case with deception. To uncover the truth, we'll start by examining an original news article from the time of her disappearance, detailing her final hours to shed light on what truly happened.
Dina Lynn Graham, age 16, of Quesnel, BC, was last seen alive on September 25, 1999 at approximately 4 a.m. and was later reported as a missing person to the Quesnel detachment of the RCMP. Dina, sadly enough, was only 2 days away from turning 17 years old when she was last seen. Early in the investigation, it was felt Dina's disappearance was the result of foul play. On December 10th, 1999, human remains were located near Pinnacles Park, located a short distance west from the city of Quesnel. The subsequent autopsy proved that indeed the remains were those of Dina Braham and confirmed she had been murdered. The investigation determined that the day before Dina's disappearance, she attended school on Friday, September 24th, 1999 at Cour Alou Secondary in Quesnel, where she was just beginning her final year of public school. Further, she had secured the approval of her parents to remain in Quesnel with friends for the weekend. The purpose was to celebrate her pending 17th birthday. Dina Braham and close friends eventually attended an outdoor party in the Quesnel area, which is commonly known as the 4x4 track. Dina and friends arrived at the party at approximately 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. and remained there for some time.
Okay.
The evening was spent socializing among friends and acquaintances. Dina had been drinking alcohol, but according to friends was not drunk when they had decided to leave the party. Dina and a close friend obtained a ride from the party site.
And whether or not somebody drinks alcohol is always very, very important for me because I have to always consider that they are making a decision they would otherwise maybe not have made. And that comes into play when you ask yourself, did she go with somebody she knows or was it a stranger? And how much did she have to drink, right? So if she didn't have a lot, but she had some, it can still cloud her decision making that maybe somebody she otherwise wouldn't have trusted, she trusted, but she may have known that person. Now, if she was completely hammered, then there is more of a likelihood that she could have gone with anybody, even a complete stranger, and more of a likelihood.
Back into the city of Quesnel and were dropped off at a residence on English Avenue at approximately 2:30 a.m. on September 25th, 1999. Dina and her girlfriend stayed...
Sorry, I missed it. I missed this part. Back.
According to friends, was not drunk when they had decided to leave the party. Dina and a close friend obtained a ride from the party site back into the city of Quesnel and were dropped off at a residence on English Avenue at approximately 2:30 a.m. on September 25th, 1999. Dina and her girlfriend stayed at the home for only a short time. When on Dina's urging, they departed.
The Grove, also called
Why did they depart? Was she going to meet somebody? And by the way, that's why I hate it so much when you ask, did she have alcohol? And a lot of people will lie and say, no, she's not. No, there's a reason we asked this. So Dina wanted to leave at 2:30. So my question is, did she meet somebody? Did she run into somebody that she knows? What was the reason that she wanted to go back out there?
Coconut Grove, or Brotherson Cabins, was a notorious trouble spot on English Avenue, one of only 2 addresses on the street. It's where Dina was likely dropped off, and where Lonnie Landred was a regular.
Okay.
In 2007, Lonnie Landred claimed he saw Dina murdered near Sugarloaf Park while heading to the West Side 7-Eleven. Here's his first story.
I had just finished painting her cupboards. I went for sleep, and I woke up.
One more time. Let's listen to this dude. Lonnie Landred.
Sugarloaf Park while heading to the West Side 7-Eleven. Here's his first story.
I had just finished painting her cupboards. I went for sleep, and I woke up at 1:30 in the morning.
I went for a sleep. Interesting choice of words. He went for something. But I don't think it was sleep.
West Side 7-Eleven. Here's his first story.
I had just finished painting her cupboards. I went.
Painting your cupboards? That must be wrong.
For sleep, and I woke up at 1:30 in the morning.
I went for a sleep. Hey, Carrie Gibson. Hey, Sherry. You guys are familiar with this case? I'm not. I had never heard about it. But one of our members, she was a friend of his. Or hers. I don't know if you're male or female. Actually, I need to assume that you guys are I mean, according to YouTube, it's 90% female. Okay. I got it.
I had no cigarettes. So I went for a walk up to Sugarloaf Ballpark, which is kind of a shortcut to go to 7-Eleven. When I got to the top of the hill, I heard this vehicle pull in. So I walked slowly up the hill and...
This vehicle, not a vehicle. I heard this vehicle. There's a big difference. Is the vehicle familiar to you? And was looking
to see who this might be, and I seen a police car with the lights on in the interior, and there was a van, a dark colored van, backed into the hill below me, and I was wondering what was going on, and I just stayed in the shadows and just watched what was happening. And this police officer got out of the van and walked around to the side of the police car, which was driven by Bev Hosker. And he was talking to her. I couldn't hear because her car was still running. I couldn't hear what was said. And then he said something, and then he walked back to the van, and I thought they were going to leave. Well, instead of walking to the passenger's door, or the driver's door, he walked around the back of the van and opened the back doors. And when the back doors opened up, the interior light was on, and I seen a pair of feet sticking out of a beige-colored carpet. And
what do you think so far, guys? Have you noticed anything? What can I say, Mike? The ladies like... No, I have not heard about this case either, Kim, but apparently a lot of people in Canada have. Callie, the images that you sent me and tagged me in, thank you so much. I started getting into them earlier. One statement I will get to later on again. A very specific one about the ashes. Very interesting statement, by the way. Very revealing also. And I believe in that statement, Daniel is telling us that they didn't even go inside to check that area with the dogs. I want to jump back and forth right now, but I'm going to finish this one first. But let me know, guys, what you pick up here on this one.
At that time, I was probably 50 feet away.
And please pay attention if you are. Let me know, because I'm getting some messages right now. So I will, okay, let's go through this.
And I thought, well, what's going on here? And I seen him, he flopped open the carpet, and I seen this girl that was semi-nude. She had a bra and panties on. And she looked like she was unconscious. And she looked like she was dirty or bruised. Then I heard the police car go.
So what do you believe him so far? What do you think, guys? He's pretty descriptive. She was dirty or bruised, one or the other. He's not determining which one it was. Is he speaking from experiential memory, or is he scripted? What do you think? I can't tell yet. Me neither. She is a rock, unconscious. This would sound like she has been under a substance if she was unconscious. Right? A mix of the two, yep. He's a shady character in general. I believe his baseline is a very shady one. Here he's still younger. In the other interviews I watched, he's a little bit older, and I feel like his character shows more in his mannerisms, he lives a very, very shady life, this guy, right? But we need to determine what he is lying about and what he's being truthful about. And that's sometimes the hardest part. Rehearsed for sure, yeah, that's for sure. He sure seems to have seen a lot from hiding in the shadows. Absolutely. He's a shadowy kind of character, guys. And that's not the first time he is lurking from the shadows somewhere. I missed what Seward said. I believe the lurking part. I am not certain yet when exactly he was lurking. But when he talks about lurking from the shadows, that's familiar territory to him, guys. He's a lurking kind of dude.
Door open. And she walked, I had seen this lady, Bev Hosker, get out of the car and walk around to the trunk.
Okay. One more time.
Flopped open the carpet, and I seen this girl that was semi-nude. She had a bra and panties on. And she looked like she was unconscious. And she looked like she was dirty or bruised. Then I heard the police car door open. And she walked. I had seen this lady, Bev Hosker, get up.
Okay, she walked. Who walked? First he says she walked, and then he talks about Bev Hosker. I don't know who that was, but apparently you guys are familiar with this. But first he said she walked. Who walked? Dina? Because then he, corrects it and says, okay, this lady, Bev Hosker. So he switched back very quickly. He switched from seeing the girl that's unconscious and says she walked. But then he has to interject later who walked, supposedly, which is Bev Hosker. Yes.
Out of the car and walk around to the trunk. Well, I didn't see her using any keys. I was looking around the other side of the tree and watching her. And she'd opened the trunk and took out 2 jugs of bleach. They looked like bleach jugs. And when I looked back around the tree on the other side, I seen this police officer, and he had lifted the girl up and he had her by the hair, and I seen him stick the knife in her neck right about here. And I couldn't see the knife because of the angle that I was at.
And this is already a little bit problematic to me, because you're telling us you didn't see the knife, so you would need to always slow the person down when they speak. What did you see? The correct thing to say, I saw his hand moving towards her neck. Right? You cannot tell me something that you didn't see. Listen again. Okay, they looked like bleach jugs, okay?
Bleach jugs. And when I looked back around the tree.
When I looked back around the tree, and this is also too much description here about the tree. There's too much action going on that isn't directly about what he saw. We want to know only what he saw. But that doesn't mean yet we have to dismiss everything.
On the other side, I seen this police officer, and
this police officer. Which police officer? This. And this, this, close to home, this.
Lifted the girl up and he had her by the hair, and I seen him stick the knife in her neck right about here.
And?
And I couldn't see the knife because
You couldn't see the knife, and then you feel the need to explain it because of the angle that I was at. But you knew it was a knife, right?
the angle that I was at, but I seen the blood just pour out and down the front of her. And I absolutely panicked.
Okay. So you saw blood, and you saw that blood right after his hand allegedly moved towards her neck. And then he says, I don't know what to do. Or I didn't. Sorry, I didn't know.
I didn't know what to do. I ran. I just got out of there, and I ran back to the trailer.
Guys, this police officer, rather than that, or a police officer, this indicates that he knows a lot more. There's a lot more that he knows that he doesn't want to tell. So we don't know for sure, is he afraid of the police, or was there something else that happened to the girl? Does he know something that he doesn't want to talk about? Hey, Wolf. Yeah, didn't see the knife, but it was a knife. Didn't see the kids walk out the back door, but they did. Absolutely. You see, these are problems that I have. He's claiming the police. Absolutely. But he said this police officer. He didn't say a police officer or one of the police officers or that police officer, but this is what stands out to me.
I'm watching her, and she'd open the trunk,
and she'd open the trunk. She would open the trunk. Also not correct grammar. I was looking on the other side
of the tree, and I'm watching her. And
I am watching her. So present tense about a past event oftentimes is done because of the script. If he really says, and she'd open, she would open? Right.
She'd open the trunk and took out 2 jugs of bleach. They looked like bleach jugs. And
wait a minute.
When I looked back around the tree on the other side, I seen this police officer.
I seen this police officer. Who was this police officer? This indicates that he knows who he's talking about, whether or not it was a police officer. There's a familiarity, not a police officer, this police officer. So at best, he's hiding something. At best, he is not open with us, not completely, only partially. So I believe there's a mix of script, experiential memory, but the experiential memory doesn't necessarily have to be around about this particular night. The same way that Daniel and Janie use experiential memory when they talk about what supposedly Jack and Lilly did on Friday morning. But the memory comes from the experience. Much of it comes from the experience from the night previously. But it's easier when we mask something with experiential memory that we do not forget easily because we had experienced it. The same way when Malaya said, I heard them laughing, talking, giggling. Yes, I believe on Thursday night, that's exactly what you heard Jack and Lilly do. And you told us at another point, if you don't separate them, they don't go to sleep. They talk to each other. And okay, let's continue here.
Seen this police officer, and he had lifted the girl up and he had her by the hair, and I seen him stick the knife inner.
You didn't see him. This is essentially false, by the way. Listen to this.
And I seen him stick.
I seen him stick a knife. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's not what you saw. Okay? That's storytelling right now. Because you said you didn't see the knife. So you didn't see him stick a knife. What you saw is his hand, allegedly his hand, moving towards her neck. And then you saw blood.
The knife in her neck, right about here. And I couldn't see the knife because the angle that I was at.
He feels the need to tell us why he didn't see the knife. Isn't that interesting? Didn't you see a knife because you're not sure if there was actually a knife? Are you not sure what you saw? Why do you feel the need to explain all of that? Why not say, I saw his hand move towards her neck, and then I saw blood, and that's it. Just stick to what you've seen. Would be a lot easier, right? Right?
But I seen it.
But I seen it. You seen what? I couldn't see the knife.
The knife because of the angle that I was at. But I seen it.
But I seen it. But you seen what? You haven't seen the knife. Did you see no knife at any given time? How about from a different angle? When it was done, did you see his hand? Was there a knife in the hand? But I seen it. When?
I seen the blood just pour out and down the front of her. And I absolutely panicked.
Okay, so now he's telling us how he felt. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I ran. I just got out of there and I ran back to the trailer.
I do believe at one point he ran. But the question is why? At one point. A knife is a very personal weapon. Anger, intimate knowledge of the person, yeah. Kim, you still there? Hi, Grendel.
Lonnie says he was walking through Sugarloaf Park when he saw an RCMP officer stab Dina while Bev Hosker fetched bleach. Yet,
Guys, who's Bev Hosker? I must have missed that. He's looking for approval, yeah. Absolutely. They're over-explaining with a knife that he didn't see. He wants to know, am I doing okay? When they keep looking at Ted Bundy did this, Daniel Martell, looking back at the interviewer to make sure, am I okay? Am I okay? Okay, good. I keep going. Approval seeking is not something that he smiled a bit when he showed the blood from her neck. Really? He didn't see the knife, but he saw exactly where she was supposedly stabbed. But he didn't see the knife. You saw exactly the spot where she was stabbed. By the way, I haven't seen the autopsy report. I haven't seen anything on this case. I will, of course. So isn't it interesting how much he says he has seen, but the one thing he didn't see was whatever. And it's a very personal thing, a stabbing, yeah. I mean, okay, give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second. So first of all, he's a hoodlum. And they said in the beginning, this Sugarloaf Park area, he hangs out all the time. So he's deep in the scene. I believe he knows everybody. He knows everybody that frequents the area. And this police officer, I believe he knows every cop, unless it's a new one from another area being sent in there. I believe he knows the regular cops that patrol the area by name. This police officer. People, this is also a form of avoidance. It can be. Let me say it like this, it can be. Because this, not that, this police officer, that would rather indicate somebody that he's familiar with, but doesn't want to tell us who it is, right? And who is Beth Hoskins? I missed that one. Thank you, I'm back, yes. Yeah, Chris Ford often snickered when discussing Sebastian, absolutely. There's a duping delight thing happening, man. And by the way, in this last interview, Daniel Martell, he was laughing quite a bit, guys. But it was kind of like a nervous laugh. But if you ask somebody to repeat their own lies again and again, after a while, they realize how ridiculous their lies are and they can start laughing. Some people do that. Like, do I have to say the same? Do I have to repeat the same bullshit again? But that's very good. That's why you want them to repeat the same story again and again and again. Because if it really is what happened and really is what you think and what you fear, it shouldn't make a difference when I ask you a question. It means I can wake you up in the middle of the night, ask you the same question, and you, almost in a half sleep, say the same exact thing. You don't get confused. You don't start laughing about it unless you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to say the same story again and again and again. This is ridiculous. Okay, Bev Husker is an RCMP member Lonnie implicates in Dina's murder. And Bev, of course, she's a female, right? A female police officer who he says took the bleach. Okay. So he names her. Which is interesting. He has no problem naming her. Did he have previously any connection with her? Did he have a problem with her? Did she ever arrest him? I would be interested in that. What type of history is there between him and Bev Husker? How did he know her? Well, of course, later on, he found out certain things because he came, let's say came forward. Let's use that very loosely as a description. Let's say came forward. So he was filled in on some of the people. Hey, Norbeester.
And I couldn't see the knife because of the angle that I was at. But I seen the blood just pour out.
But I seen the blood. Okay, seen the blood just pour out and down, okay.
And down the front of her. And I absolutely panicked. I didn't know what to do. I ran. I just got out of there. And I ran back to the trailer.
Lonnie said,
Is he laughing?
And I couldn't see the knife because of the angle that I was at. But I seen the blood just pour out. And down the front of her. And I absolutely panicked. I didn't know what to do. I ran. I just got out of there. And I ran back to the trailer.
But you knew what to do. You ran away. What else were you supposed to do, man? Or was it something different that happened? Were you with a group of people and one of them heard her? You see, I'm not saying this is what happened, but this is a possibility we need to also consider, that maybe he could be talking about something that happened, except some of the people are being replaced by others. This is only a possibility that we need to consider. And we need to also be very, very ready to dismiss this. But of course you wouldn't know you would know what to do. You ran away. That's what you do. Or was there an incident where you were in a group of people who also used the same drugs as you did, and somebody did something and you didn't know what to do in that moment because you could have done something? That is also a possibility. We need to, how close was he? Good question. Good question. How close was he? Have you been to that, Grant, have you been to that place? Have you been to the location? Have you been able to see what tree supposedly he stood behind? Anything that you can tell us? In addition, I will look it up later, but anything that you have, like in terms of facts right now? I don't know. If I saw, okay, if I believed him, and I saw cops do something. Question, guys, if you saw cops, police officers shoot somebody or do something they're not supposed to, what would you do? Would you call 911 or would you run away? What would you do? Put yourself in the situation. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened at all, period, right? But let's think about this one. I'm walking to 7-Eleven and I don't know if I would call 911, man. Because 911 would maybe dispatch these guys and say, hey, you're in the area. There's a dude, I don't know. I really don't know what I would do in the situation. But again, he could have been, he said he was alone. If he was at the top of the hill, he would not be looking down at a vehicle. He would be at even ground with any vehicle. Got it. Okay. Yeah, GSP, I think that may be my reaction also. You know? I mean, I don't know if I would call 911 and say, hey, first question, are you the good cops or are you the bad types of cops? Are you the covering up types or are you the save my day kind of cops? You know, because I want some save the day kind of cops here right now because I got not so good cops here. You know what I mean? I think I'd be frozen to the spot and stay in hiding till cops were gone. I think most people would run. You know, if they dispatch these guys, hey, you guys are in the area, and then they're like, what, there's somebody watching us? Okay, so this statement concerns me. I didn't know what, okay. Well, there is always a possibility that he saw somebody else do something, possibly somebody that he was actually with, in a group with, and didn't know what to do, how to act. This possibility is there. We have to keep this door open for now. We have to be ready to close it at any given time, depending on statements that we will get to from him. Call state police anonymously, okay. And of course, things happen. I mean, I sound casual saying that, but you know, police officers do wrong all the time. But that doesn't mean in this particular case they did, right? So,
Lonnie says he was walking through Sugarloaf Park when he saw an RCMP officer stab Dina while Bev Hosker fetched bleach.
technically, he didn't see somebody stab, but he said actually he didn't see a knife. He saw a hand moving towards her neck and then blood pouring out. I mean, let's be extremely technical here, right? We need to always make very, very sure that we take the exact statements, and don't think for them and don't interpret anything. He didn't say he saw a police officer stab her. He said at one point he saw a hand moving towards her neck, and he said exactly where on the neck, what part he saw that. But he didn't say he didn't see a knife. And at one point he saw blood. So there's a good chance that at one point he had seen blood, that he had seen something, that he did witness something. That doesn't mean that what he is telling us isn't scripted and masking at least some of what he has seen. Did they even have guns back then? Didn't they? RCMP didn't have guns back then, just like the British bobbies? Really? Oh, there's a 7-part series on the entire interview. I will check it out. I'm interested in the interview, though. I'm only interested in what he says. I'm interested in the surrounding story, guys. I'm interested in the facts surrounding it. I'm interested in the autopsy report. I'm not interested in journalists saying that he saw the police officer stab, because that's not what he said. He's being very vague, but he makes sure to actually let us know that he didn't see a knife. Isn't that something? Now, this may not give us answers quickly, but it'll come around full circle eventually. Cops have guns. That's why the knife part doesn't make. Did they have guns in 1999? In 1999, I had to go away for a few minutes. I'm back. Can you tell Mike? Yeah. I asked for you, Kim. Now I forgot what it was about. In 1999, right? And they had guns back then. Okay, let's continue.
Yet, he couldn't even identify her at the time.
He couldn't even identify her at the time. Interesting, right? Let's hear this again.
Lonnie says he was walking through Sugarloaf Park when he saw an RCMP officer stab Dina while Bev Hosker fetched bleach. Yet, he couldn't even identify her at the time. Watch this.
Okay, could you identify the girl?
Yes. Well, not at that time.
Not at the time, okay. I didn't recognize her. I missed you. Okay. Was morning, night, okay.
I didn't recognize her.
Okay.
But for 2 weeks previous, there were signs on North Fraser Drive that we drove by every day going to work of this young missing girl.
The 2 weeks previous.
But it didn't look like her because of the way she was undressed and her hair was all upheavaled and everything.
Lonnie claims he couldn't recognize Dina. despite seeing her missing person posters for weeks. That's
So, give me a second. Had she been missing for weeks? Has she been missing for weeks before the alleged incidents? According to his story. Oh my God. Now I'm getting sidetracked. So he says for a couple of, he says he saw her being murdered a couple of weeks after she had been reported missing. That's very interesting, right? So I need the autopsy. That's the next thing I have to look at, the autopsy report. And Kim, I will do this with the case in South Africa next. I just need the right statements, if possible. The best ones, the most, the one that stands out to you. Just remember plaids in the back of your mind. So don't go systematic like you would when you take a legal case. Don't apply it the long form type of way, right? Go straight to, or at least that's how you've been trained in law school. But I believe that the pledge system can apply anywhere, in business, private, any walk of life, that we detect the priorities very quickly. The leakage, well, the leakage is he didn't see a knife, and this police officer, he's familiar with that person. He didn't want to name. I believe that. Avoidance, intentions, deception, sensitivities. Happy to hear. Very happy to hear. Oh my God. I get through this, guys. And I want the cases that are important to you. And again, I cannot give you quick answers, people. I'm not. I've been to South Africa 10 years ago. Joburg, which I didn't like, but Cape Town I liked. Cape Town, Western Cape was cool. All right, let's see here. Because of the way she was undressed. Oh, okay. Let's hear about this again. He said he couldn't identify her. That's interesting, right? He had seen her picture all over the streets. And okay, he didn't recognize her. But how do you know now that it was her? That's my question to you. You know, at what point did you conclude this is the missing girl from 2 weeks ago? And where was she for 2 weeks? What's the color of your red face, Mike? My red face? My face is not red. I like this song, man. To all the girls. It's Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson. That's an old song, though, man. To all the girls I loved before. I used to like it, man. And forevermore. Alors, dedicate this song to all the girls I loved before. Anyways.
Bleach. Yet, he couldn't even identify her at the time.
Right. Yeah, Willie Nelson must be old, right? Like 85, maybe? Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool when these people I grew up listening to are still going around. Now, this song, I'm not... Yeah, we got to sing this song together. That'd be cool. To all the girls. You know what? When I get sidetracked, I have to literally do like a mini meditation thing to reset my mind. That's why I don't simply click on a video that other people suggest to me, right? That's why I'm sometimes asking, what is it about? Okay, what's the exact time step? Then I get in there. Who did I see in concert? I saw Michael Jackson twice, 1988 or something like that. I saw Genesis, I saw Phil Collins, I saw a lot of different ones. Depeche Mode, long time ago, 4 years ago almost. But all like in the same 5 years, you know, then I didn't go to concerts anymore. Prince, I saw him twice, 1988 and 2011. That was good. Earth, Wind and Fire, I saw them long time ago. And what else? Who else? Jeez. Some others that are not really that important. I just went like, because my friends went to see them, wanted to see them. Some other groups that I don't even want to think about. And I love Earth, Wind and Fire. I absolutely love Earth, Wind and Fire, man. Elton John. I saw Elton John also in 1989. I remember that, yes. I saw him live. That was cool. With my mom, actually. The Pogues? Wow. Where did you see the Pogues? I'm forgetting somebody. Wow, your dad sounds... My dad was talking in his sleep and my mom said he kept saying Earth, Wind and Fire. Your dad is cool. But isn't it amazing how some of these older bands, they had a couple of hits, but nothing that, you know, how this kind of music that we remember and most of what we heard back then, we completely forgot because it was bullshit, even though it topped the charts. Oh, I saw somebody else. Who was that? ABBA? No, I never saw ABBA. I wanted to see Little Richard, but I missed it. For some reason, I really love Little Richard. And the version of, okay, I'm not a Beatles fan, okay? But the song I Saw Her Standing There, when Little Richard, we did this one, he did it so, I listened to it all the time. Like when I like something, I listen to it like 5 times in a row. You know what I mean? I have it on loop. And I even like a couple of his 80s songs. Little Richard's voice is just really, I don't know why, I like it very much, very much. And I believe he was the architect of rock and roll. Oh, Neil Young is from Canada too, right? Yeah, but you need to listen to the Little Richard version, man. And I don't want YouTube to fuck me again, because they do that when copyright is I don't know how A Balance managed to get a song on there, because YouTube always screws me up, man. Whenever I do, just for 1 second, I play something. But Little Richard, I saw her standing there. Little Richard, I saw her standing there. His version is so freaking good, man. I think.
In 1 week, you'll see your energy. In 2 weeks, you'll feel your breath.
Oh, God. I like it. What I mean. So I guess YouTube will have to erase it. You know what? Fuck it. They can delete it later. No, I get too many warnings, man, and I don't like it. You can look it up yourself. I love this song. Anyways, yeah, Neil Young is from Canada. A lot of people are from Canada. William Shatner, of course, is from Canada. I guess he's doing all right now. You know. So many celebrities are from Canada, man. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, I will check it out. Tiffany's version, yeah, from the 80s. Jim Carrey, absolutely. I love Jim Carrey, man. I totally. Totally. Norm Macdonald, I like him too. I love when Norm Macdonald interviewed Jim Carrey. Have you ever checked that out? When Norm Macdonald had a podcast and he had Jim Carrey on as a guest. That was really cool. I think Norm Macdonald was one of the best, man. One of the funniest guys that I still watch. And have been continuously, not just because he died, but yeah, his cancer came back after they screwed him over with the Me Too movement, because he stood up for his friends, you know. And I'm not making excuses for anybody, by the way, be it Louis C.K. or be it Roseanne or anybody, but, you know, he stood up for his friends. And that's why he was punished. And he had already a new TV show called Norm Macdonald Has a Show. He interviewed Judge Judy on that too. There are only like 8 episodes maybe before it was canceled, because he, well, anyways, he made a comment that Jimmy Fallon said his whole staff was crying. Norm Macdonald, yes, I like nice music. Never heard it before. As I was saying, you can sing too. Single ladies, put your hands up. Yeah. Well, all you need is one, not many. The right one. God, I want to play this whole song. But YouTube, man, they're just iffy, you know? Nada. You mean Artie Lang? Yeah, Artie Lang. He was on heroin. He kept falling asleep in the studio, right, when he was on the air, and they put the microphone on him snoring. Remember that? I remember that. I hate to drink in bars. I hate it. I have a shot at night when I can't sleep, or when I go sauna. That when I go to the sauna, then I can sleep good. But I don't like to be out. You know what happens when you drink? Unless you're in really good company, it's never a good thing. And alcohol is not good for me. And I blame that on my blood type too. There's a connection. He punched his assistant, right? Or he was going to, or something like that. Yeah, Katie Lang. No, I mean Artie Lang. Artie Lang. Artie Lang was the sidekick of Howard Stern's during the best years. Now Howard Stern is, but yesterday actually I saw a whole interview with Aubrey Plaza. I like seeing her. I like seeing the interviews, her interviews. I like it when I see somebody who's completely open and real. But it's strange that this was you're O positive. That's cool. I like AC Thunder. Oh my God! I was about to say Thunderstruck is by far my favorite AC/DC song. Thunderstruck, by far my favorite one. I dig it. O positive is most common. A negative is mine. Type A is the most common in Norway and Armenia. And I believe some Pacific Islander tribes also. And Blackfoot Indians. Okay, Blackfoot. Don't want to call people Indian, but that's the official. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Blackfoot Native Americans. Sorry. Are high in blood type A. And Japan is pretty high in blood type A too. AB negative, most uncommon, yeah. There are some even rarer ones, like they call it the Bombay blood group, and it's like, wow, very few people have it, very, very few. It's like O negative, but they're missing the H antigen as well. So they can only get blood from somebody who has the same. There are only 30,000 people in the world who have it, I think. I like the future brainiacs. O positive, right, Kim? Not O negative. I believe these different tribes have different ancestries, depending on what part of Asia they migrated from via the Bering Strait thousands of years ago. But like Japanese people are much higher in blood type A than Chinese people, for example. So it's interesting when the history, I started writing a book, I haven't finished it, but it's called The History of the World Through the Eyes of Blood. When you are able to trace the ancestries back. And by the way, there is the possibility that the Neanderthals were weak D, not D negative, not Rh negative, but weak D. They could have been an evolutionary stepping stone towards Rh negative blood. That's as far as I gotten with my research. And they're not the cavemen that they try to, they were advanced actually for their time. Yeah. I'm always looking stuff up. I'm always interested in something. Like I'm never bored. I always... O positive is the most common blood type. %100% Hungarian. Cool. But also Hungarian, you look back at there is a thing called weak D, CB Canada, weak D. Weak D, okay, D is the expression, the antigen. If you test negative for the presence of the D, you are Rh negative. If you test positive for the presence of the D, you are Rh positive. That's what it means. You test negative or positive for the presence of the Rh gene, but in reality, the Rh blood group system has like 50 antigens. D is the most important one, and that decides whether you're Rh negative or not, because that is the one that can lead to complications with pregnancies. That is the most important one. So when you're a weak D, it means you have a weak expression of the D. It means you can test positive or negative, depending on how good the test is. So that's possible too. You say rhesus negative people seem to be more intuitive. Okay. Yeah, I researched a lot of things about that. More intuitive, but also, unfortunately, all these sociopaths happen to be Rh negative as well. O.J. Simpson was Rh negative. Ted Bundy was O negative. Katie Proudfoot, I don't know for sure, but, and that was kind of the part of my study too, where you look at the predispositions, how somebody handles trauma, right? Because people can experience the same type of childhood trauma, but it expresses itself in a different manner, depending on your predisposition. And by the way, so I am not, most people, they want whatever they are to be the best. No, I take it all on. I'm like, yeah, this is the good part about being Rh negative. This is the part we got to watch a little bit. There is, so I used to have a network. And of course, I had to have still the dating site because I figured that Rh negative women can pick an Rh negative man to avoid the pregnancy issues because a child can only be Rh negative. And then I got these emails. Why do you think Rh negative people are sociopaths? That's not fair. No, because I am not doing a propaganda piece here. Now I'm completely sidetracked and I love it. Only boring people get bored. You know what? That's what Aubrey Plaza said in her interview with Howard Stern, that her mother said, if you're bored, you're boring. I agree. Certain people I always like to watch. You know, if I like to listen to somebody, I listen to this person again and again. I listen to everything that I can find, because most people I don't listen to. I don't want to hear. They have nothing to say. You know what I mean? Wow, where was I? Oh my God, I got sidetracked on so many different levels now. But I like it. I'm going to check my messages real quick to see if there's something that I need to get to. I will get to the statement from Daniel. That was I was going to do that for 2 hours, but the honeymoon killer. Oh, Sandra, I will check this out. The honeymoon killer. Well, I will go back to this one, but let me go put up Daniel's statement from today. Real quickly, I want to get to this statement. I will get back to Lonnie, by the way. I will get back to that. Once I'm on a case, once I'm interested in something, believe me, I'm interested. I don't become disinterested. And I missed all the comments on my channel. Wow. Free Fluffy, he looks like Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, her brother, Amy Bradley's brother, really looks like Ellen DeGeneres. I thought it was her. I thought, what's Ellen doing here? And give me 1 second. I need more coffee, people. It'll be a little bit. I have to make new coffee, but I want you to see the Daniel statement from today and see if you recognize anything in it. I think it's really telling. I think it's really, really interesting. I'll be right back. And by the way, Callie Gibson has a Facebook group. It has a little bit over 100 people in there. And, now Callie is gone. Shit. I was about to announce it. I guess it's okay. Yes, I'm familiar with RH negative. My brother needed a transfusion. Yep. Good night, Callie. She has a Facebook group. A Balance is in there too. A bunch of people are in there who, it's a little over 100, but it's the right people. There's no bullshit there. And she given me this statement, so I didn't have to watch the fog. Okay, Kim. Kim, you got my email address, right? I will read this one. They asked me too if I burned anything since May 2nd in the stove because they seen ashes. I said, well, it was summer for the last few months. Why heat with wood? That's not the question. That's not the question. In the summer and then a fire ban. That's not the question. They seen ashes and they wanted to know when you burned something. Interesting, right? Wolf, thank you so much. Thank you for making me aware of it. Absolutely. I thank you so much. And I started listening to her. I said, no fucking way. I'm not going to do this to myself. Right? So I want you guys also to see the approach that I'm using here. So when Callie actually tagged me in her group on this particular, 4 screenshots, I think, I went straight to them because I wanted to see what she picked out, right? Because that's how we can become more efficient. When you notice something that really, really makes little sense to you, then that's what I will get to first, because I realize more and more, like Grendel the last time surprised me. Grendel surprised me by noticing the same things I had, because before, when I talked about Amy Bradley, I gotten a lot of criticism from people, like 2 months ago here. But there was a different crowd, and these people all left, right? There were people who, we notice the same things. Once you learn, you cannot unlearn plats. You cannot unlearn statement analysis, period. You cannot get back into the dark. So whenever I realize you guys, since we're doing this almost every night, notice something, I will pay attention to what you notice. Even if it's only one screenshot or only one timestamp, that's where I go immediately. Because I figure I'm doing this by myself right now, and I will keep it like that because I don't like to because most people are so full of shit. So full of shit, right? And I know this from my statement analysis classes where back in the days I had a bunch of ass washers who suck up to Peter Hyatt and they don't have a mind on their own. So even when Peter Hyatt, once in a while he was incorrect, once in a while, I would be the only one correcting him. The only one. Nobody wanted to correct him. You know what I mean? Because I am into it. And it doesn't have to do with passing classes. I want to know. When I'm into something, I assume, of course, I'm going to pass a class. But I want to not just pass and then be thrown into a workforce and struggling to maintain or be. No. I want to know everything as much as I can. Period. Most people lie. Most people are deceptive all the time, be it in friendship, be it in marriage, be it in business. And of course, a couple of you one of you has messaged me and said, because of you, I know that my wife is full of it. And I say, man, dude, tune out now. Don't watch me anymore. Save your marriage. Seriously. Everybody has a lot of times these people develop patterns where everything they say is like kind of half-truths. Don't you think so? And that's what happens in a politically correct world where people are afraid to say the wrong thing. People just become fake. Period. You know what I mean? And they're gatekeeping each other. People control each other. No, you're not supposed to say that. Oh my God, that's not politically correct. You could say that 40 years ago, but now it's a bad word. Janie did that. Janie accused Cindy Murray of saying that Jack and Lilly are retarded. I mean, that's what she insinuated. She didn't say the term retarded, but she said, well, she said this one word, they are this, they are. So I'm assuming that she meant retarded. Strong allegation, especially when you say, I cannot really say what she said. How is she going to defend herself, right? Nice try, Janie. The most hateful person towards Jack and Lilly focuses on a word, which of course it's not, good to say for a grandmother about her grandchildren. But what about you, Janie? Let's focus on the intentions here. Does that make you better? Right? So, the dogs smell human remains, even in ashes. They do that. Yes, they can. I said, well, it was summer for the last few months. Why heat with wood in the summer and then a fire ban? Bullshit, Daniel. They asked if you burned anything. They saw ashes in there and wanted to know when. He's avoiding. He doesn't want us to know where the ashes came from. Can you believe that? How blatant this dude is? What? How much wood? Chuck. That's an easy saying. Sally says seashells at the seashore. Also not so hard. Recently, I saw a different one that was really hard, actually. I don't do politically correct, by the way. I just shut up if I have to. You know what I mean? Well, I guess sometimes I say unalive or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I figure, yeah. The fire ban. Same handler said all these weird things. Okay. So what is the answer to the question? Have you burned anything since May 2nd? But that's not my biggest concern in his statement. Please do, Wolf. Please do. Yeah. He also said human remains, dogs can smell remains in ashes, which is correct. But what is the answer? Have you burned anything since May 2nd? And how about the night of May 1st to May 2nd? Did you burn anything in there? And haven't bothered removing the ashes for 4 months? Or did you burn something else? He's avoiding the question. But now it gets really bad. I said, why are the dogs not inside here? Then instead of asking what a wood stove is, LOL. You mean the dogs were not inside? Well, they wanted to ask you a couple of questions, sure. The shirts Malaya stole. Yep. They did bring the dogs in the house. They did all the property too. Well, did they bring him to the right spots? Did the dogs sniff the ashes in the stove? Daniel, I believe you burned something in there. I believe it's possible you gotten rid of some evidence there. You know what I mean? Pokemon cards. Wow. I have a couple of others. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, the blanket site was searched multiple times. The pipeline where the footprints was found multiple times. The dogs also did the property here multiple times over multiple days. Yes, the handlers, they thought you put the kids in the stove, ? Stupid, no. No, that's not what they think. You idiot. They thought that something that has been in contact with a dead body could have been in there. Well, that sounds like a really unpleasant experience. Oh my God. Yes, that handler thought so. It saddened me, to have someone think such cruel shit. No, I don't think you burned the kids at all. And they would have smelled that. Smelled something. And this is so idiotic, man. So idiotic, guys. Another location, yes. Tell me, Pokemon cards that such expensive collector's items? I wasn't aware of that. They are not on the properties, guys. Nowhere near. They were removed by ATV. And again, this is what the let me see my Twitter. Oh, thank you, CB. Wow, I'm getting some new stuff now. Very cool, very good. Nice, nice, sweet. Give me a second, guys. DM, Daniel allegedly told Susan he would meet with RCMP next week to find out about next steps. I want to be the... Okay, give me a second. I just got your Twitter message. A few people still, I love it, got me on Twitter. from back when I first talked about Sebastian Rogers. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I don't miss anything from any of you while I'm doing this live. I don't want to get back to it later on. Here we go. How can I do this? Twitter images don't download right for me. Do I have to screenshot this? Shit. It works on my phone. Give me a second. Give me a minute without you in it, and then we'll see. It's 5 images. Talk to each other, people, please, for a minute while I'm doing this. Okay, I got it. Dog handler tries to get false confession. Really? Sounds like drama to me. Okay, systematic. The dog handlers came inside and asked me what the thing was. I replied, that's a wood stove. You never seen one before? What? Yeah, Susan, yeah. They didn't know what a wood stove was, and the dog handlers asked your advice on where to search. One of the handlers tried to get a false confession out of me by trying to get me to admitting to the murder of the kids. Not to murdering the kids, but the murder of the kids. This is very significant. You would say the alleged murder of the kids. The murder of the kids is very definitive. Who murdered the kids? That also indicates knowledge. What happened to the kids? Investigators were privately talking with mom, so it was only me and the dog handlers when they tried to pull that stunt on me. Again, the murder, the death. Again, he knows what happened, people. In my opinion, that handler thought so. It saddened me. Yeah, I'm sure you're very sad, dude. I'm sure you are so saddened about everything. This is Adam Andre again. And here we go. He put this hand on my shoulder and said, Daniel, 2 children just don't go missing. I replied, yes, sir, I'm well aware of that. He then said something happened Thursday night. Duh, that's what I said from the very beginning. I said, no, it didn't. What is it, Daniel? Nothing happened Thursday night. What happened Thursday night? I don't know. What are you talking about? I said, no, it didn't. What are you referring to? Okay. being vague. He then said, we think you did something Thursday night. Finally, after 4 months of me saying it, they're like, getting to Thursday night. But again, they're telling us it's not a criminal investigation and there is no crime that's been committed, right? Which is very, very different from what I believe the RCMP people are thinking. They are not on this. They are thinking something completely different. You see? This is what I'm talking about, man, in this case. They're telling the public there's nothing criminal, but everything they're doing is the opposite. No money to use under Missing Children's Act is what I believe. Okay, yeah. There's a reason for everything, guys. I said, no, it didn't. What are you referring to? He then said, we think you did. Okay, that's when I said, do you even know anything on the case? He know anything on the case? He replied, no, not really. I seen you on the news once in BC. The conversation went a little something like that, may not be word for word. Okay. It was heartbreaking and sickening, Susan, to hear that. So now he's close friends with these people, man. Susan and all of them, right? I mean, I told investigators after this, and they told me, Daniel, I'm sorry about that. We know what we know, and I'm sorry that happened to you. What happened to you, Daniel? You mean all of a sudden they went from saying, 2 kids don't just disappear, talking about the murder, and all of a sudden they said to you, oops, we were wrong, dude. I don't remember the guy's name, but his dog's name is Narc. So now what's happening now is exactly what I was worried about. I want to know, did they go to the ATV? Did they check Earl's house? Did they go where the star was found at the McLeod Bridge? Probably not. Did they let Daniel guide them where to search? Sounds like it almost, right? He also said human remains dogs can smell. This doesn't say that the dogs actually sniffed the ashes, that they were taken to that spot. It doesn't say it. He said, why are the dogs not inside here? Then instead of asking what a wood stove is, LOL. Then he adds, they did bring the dogs in the house. They did all the property too, really. Then they did that. Did they? What type of search did they conduct in the house? And why not take the dogs? It's almost like they're giving him a chance to say, to answer it so they don't have to go. Take the dogs to that spot. That's almost what it sounds like to me. Is that normal? Shouldn't they say, everybody off the property, we're going to do our thing right now? Did they ask him because they wanted to see? I think so much outside of the box that I don't trust the RCMP at all in this case, in this particular case, right? It doesn't mean I don't trust RCMP to do their jobs in other cases. No. But in this case, I do not. So what are their intentions here? He acts untouchable. I think he's being coached. And I believe people are telling him they don't really want to catch you. They don't really want the case to be solved. That's what I'm suspecting here, guys. This may be why they could have given him a chance to indicate certain things that he wanted to avoid. Hypothetically, it's possible. Because a lot of things don't make sense when it comes to the RCMP in this case. So I cannot, every single time they say something, take them at face value. I cannot say, okay, they lied to us before. So now I'm sure they're going to tell us the truth right now, right? That's not how I operate, guys. When I see a certain pattern, the pattern, unless I realize the pattern is interrupted and broken, I follow it. They did bring the dogs in the house. They did when? What exactly did they do with the dogs in the house? The blanket, okay. They did not think the kids were burnt in the stove. The smell would have been there that morning. They would have known. This is the stupidest thing. They didn't think that. One of the handlers tried, okay, to the murder of the kids. This language indicates that he knows. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, let me see the rest. So he will meet with RCMP this week. Okay, that makes sense. Little follow-up. Sorry, guys, I'm already fading out here. Daniel in 2014. Thank you to the person. Oh, yeah, I'm going to download this. I'll show you guys. Give me a second, okay? Oh, and what is this? I'm almost done, people. Make sure that that your thumbnail doesn't show when you send me an image, guys, from Facebook or whatever. I also make sure, but I could. I don't know yet what I'm going to look for. Okay. All right, let's get to it. So Janie used this for the boot prints. I don't understand exactly what. Yeah, we know so little. Okay, this is of Daniel. 11 years ago, Daniel. Yeah, I think so, right? He's going to meet with RCMP. But again, I predict there's going to be another article saying, well, we found nothing, so there's nothing criminal. You mean the boot thing, the boot print thing? This one? Okay. The footprints, yeah. Yeah, feel free to send me anything like that, people. Okay. This is Daniel. I don't know what this, yeah, this is the area there. So he has another Facebook account. This one is his? Are you sure? Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's him, right? Is it? Yeah, looks like him, even though it's blurry. I'm still wondering whose account this one here is. That one. Because the only post I saw is from May 1st on this account. It may mean nothing, but it could mean something. Right? So I am curious. But again, these are all possibilities and they can mean minor possibilities. Okay. Let me see. Daniel Martell, Facebook. I'm almost done, by the way, for today. Not showing up here. Did he block me? I don't know. Normally it would come in first location. The first result is normally the account that we're looking at. Oh no, here it is. Okay. It's not him. Oh yeah, that's it. This one, right? This was 2019. Before Malaya. Alicia Ward. School bus driver with his wife. Who was on the ATV when she couldn't take Malaya's car? Here's one of the pipeline boys. Here's Joe McKenzie. Here's another pipeline boy. I don't know, Edwin. By the way, this is all public, guys. This is public knowledge. So I'm not doxing anybody here. This is accessible to everybody. Oh, let me make this bigger. Justin is in there too, right? Was that his wife? That was his first children's wife, right? Mother. But yeah, that's him. Bro, you even lived? Notice the pink camera. Some real genius comments on it, by the way. Yeah, his ex-wife would be great to interview, right? I would love to ask her. So why don't you want him to see your children? Because I don't think that, has he been abusive? Well, a lot of, maybe I will make that the post. Maybe I will use it as a thumbnail for this video, guys. Just for shits and giggles, you know what I mean? Maybe that'll get some attention and people will be like, oh my God, he looks amazing. I'm going to have to watch a video. Friends list, one moment. So so weird. I'm downloading images of a dude with no shirt on. But hey, if it cracks the case, yeah, there's Justin, best man, friends. And the friends list is open here. You know what I mean? All public knowledge, people. Colby Lace. Just in case somebody notices something on replay. Justin Martell, one moment. No posts though. $208 friends, okay. Again, on replay, you guys can stop the video. I just have to, I just want to put it up here for now. Wait, that's not the same Natasha, right? No. What was her name? The other Natasha who gave the tip. That's not Natasha Wood, right? Read out the last names. Okay. Natasha Wood. What was Natasha's name, man? Sorry, I'm going too fast here. Hayward. Okay, thank you. Yes, that's not her. Just making sure. David Callahan Tucker. Can you guys see this? Yeah, Haywood. That's pretty close, right? I don't know. But this is like 12 years ago. So she would look different now. She worked with Janie at Dollarama. One moment. Jimmy McLeod, Alexander McKenzie. Jordan Moffat. Brandon Dooley. Bree Snow, I don't know. Bree Snow? Brian Ward, school bus driver. There we go. They've been friends for a very long time. Okay, I'm going up a little bit slower now. Britt Mack, Dustin Boron. Matthew Ward, same last name. Cody Stewart, Sam Davidson, Tyler Nugent, Matt McDonald, Haley Murchison. No, it's not her. Another Haley. Tiffany McKenzie. Matthew McKenzie. Alex Frazier. Daniel McLeod. Melody Purdy. Purdy name. Jared Duplessis. Taylor Sutherland. Taylor. What is it? Like a French version of Taylor? Taylor. Tayleur. Taylor. Taylor. And there's a Taylor here. Taylor Lawrence. I think in Canada you have a lot of the names that are like mix of French and English, right? But that was Justin Martell, actually. But he doesn't seem to be posting on Facebook. There was no, I mean, at least it's not visible to me. But Chance Lays is there, the Pipeline Boy, Nicholas Keaton, Christopher Robert, Amaran Marchand, Cassandra Scotian, Jill Lavender, Brody Blair, Clarence McDonald, Adam Michael Roy, the Pipeline Boy, Edwin Martell. I don't know who that is. But he could have been one of the owners, right, of the property that Mr. Earl Martell is listed on as well, right? I saw Justin Smith help Janie and was familiar with the family. Yeah, what about Justin Smith, guys? I didn't see Justin Smith in there. But again, I think the new account of Daniels, he is hidden, right? I mean, he's hiding his friends list, I think, now, right? Let's make sure. You can only see the followers here. Followers, these are not friends, followers. That's his regular account, his main account now. The other one stopped posting in 2019. So this may have been when his marriage didn't. I don't know. Just want to see if something stands out in terms of who's following him. Grant Cole, I don't know. Canadian Thinking Training Institute, okay. I'm reading your comments now. Yes, Grandel, what didn't I see? I see a lot of Mackenzies in Nova Scotia, absolutely. McKay, Mackenzie, these names keep popping up again and again. I understand that. It's full of Mackenzies. Meadow looks better taken care of now. What did I miss, Grandel? The list of his old account or his new one? Yeah. It's a nice picture, man. Very nice picture. And again, he doesn't strike me like the type of guy like Chris Proud for this, but hey, the statements tell me otherwise, you know. Did I miss something on the friends list of the old account? Let me look. Merck. A lot of Mackenzies. Joe, Mary, Matthew, Alexander, Louise, Tiffany, DJ, and Josh. And Justin, I think everything is hidden on his profile. Oh, wait. He has 200 people on his friends list, and that's one's open. No pictures, though. Matt Jardine, I don't know. Paul Sloan White. Oh, I know somebody in Nova Scotia named Sloan White. Wait a minute. Holy crap. Give me a second. I know somebody from a long time ago there. Oh. Wait a minute. Let me ask if we have a friend in common. That'd be crazy. That'd be really freaking crazy, man. Sorry, people. I gotta do this right now. Wow. Not a lot of people in Nova Scotia. A lot of similar names. I be damned, guys. Daniel McLeod again. Cody Avery. Justin John McLean. Tiffany McKenzie. Oh, I was going to look for Smith, right? For Justin Smith. Matthew Ward. Heldra Haskell. Wait. No Justin Smith there. No, that's a different Justin Grandel. Somebody said to me Justin Smith was there, and he looks pretty similar. So I was wondering if that was him on that ATV previously. I was wondering about that. If I find his image, I'm not sure I will. No, I don't find it yet, people. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look into the things I've been looking at today very intensely. And I think that right now it's already, I mean, are you guys still up or what? Good night, people. I will be back tomorrow. Please send my way what you have. I don't want you to lose sleep over this. Do Daniel and Justin have the same dad? I wouldn't bet my life on it, Andrea. I wouldn't bet my life on it. Good night, people. I mean, according to A Balance, well, I'm using his words that Janie has been quite a hussy in the past. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but you know, I mean, Justin and Daniel look more like half brothers than brothers. Justin and Earl don't have any similarities. Good night, everybody. I will just click out, and please send me whatever you would like me to look at tomorrow, guys. I will keep this up for one more minute because I want you guys to finish talking or saying goodnight to each other. And maybe Daniel will give an interview this week. But again, I predict that he is already aware of what the questions are going to be, overly prepared, and probably he will read from a piece of paper. So if you are in that chat while it happens, don't, ask questions if you have them, but don't force yourself to, because they will probably ban you. Just do a free fluffy, okay? If you catch a live where Daniel is being interviewed, just hashtag free fluffy. So, he may look like a Geddes. It's possible, man. Kim, you got my email? Yeah. You know what? How about this? How about when they do the stupid interview with Daniel and you're in the chat, just keep hitting free fluffy. Free fluffy, free fluffy. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to read the good questions. They're probably going to ignore them. Cool. I want to know about the case. Send me the best. And this is up to you now. Zoom in on the one statement. I don't care if it's one sentence or two paragraphs. I want the one that stands out to you the most. And then I also know how, Good night, Kim. Good night, Granville. Good night, CB. Good night, Wolf. Good night, everybody. Grant. I rather call you guys Tammy by Wolf. By your real names. I don't know when the interview is gonna be. I have no idea. Unless you don't, Nah, Kim. As long as you miss me. Good night. See you. Bye.